Hello and welcome back again, Commanders and Commanderettes. It occurred to me while I was doing this event, because the way they have the event set up where I have to use a different platoon for every base, I wondered how many bases I could do at the same time. And I wanted to see if I could do the Commander or the Conqueror set and the General set at the same time. So here's General 1. I use Warfront all by himself. This is General 2. I use Alexander, Warlord Alexander, all by himself. It's on Ruby. I just leave that alone. General number 3, I'm going to use. Now, I had a thought just now. I should have brought Lady Akiko in here as well, because Lady Akiko can be deployed at the same time. But I thought, well, I'm already halfway into the video. I don't want to do it right now. But I should have deployed Lady Akiko and put her on defense and let her ghosts come out. And that would have prevented me from taking probably any damage on these railguns, because the railguns would have shot at the ghosts. And that's what I should have done. And that's what I will do in the future. I'm going to add Lady Akiko to this platoon. Um, This will be on Ruby. It is on Ruby, but it will be on Ruby in just a second. I'm going to do this base with air. What you want to try to remember is you don't need all your air in here. You just need a little bit of air. If you use all of your air, you probably won't be. See, that affected me right there. The base finishing in the middle, so that it kind of like took a little bit more damage on my bounty hunter than it normally would have. And then here, I don't recommend bringing Harkin in here. You don't need him. You do need Harkin for the number 1 um, Conqueror set. So I kind of made a mistake. What I should have done is just deployed 3 or 4 um, legendary Orions, because there's nothing on this base that can affect your Orions, and that base would be free repair. So now I have to wait. I was going to do one right now, but I accidentally deployed Harkin on that other base. So now I have to wait a second. I had prepared right there to do that number 1 base right here, but now I have to wait. So we'll go ahead and do number 2 for the Conqueror set. This is also on full Ruby, and it's very easy. All you do is you bring what is this guy's name? Garland or something like that. Warlord Garland. Um, and you bring him in on this railgun. This is a epic railgun. He can handle it. He can handle the epic railgun, and that's really the only thing on this base that's going to hurt your lancers. So let Garland take care of it. I think I'm saying that right. You know what I'm talking about. The Lancer hero. I think his name is Garland. Um, so now we'll go ahead and send these units back. And this one I need for the base 3. I need the legendary bounty hunter and the warlord warfront for the base 3. And I sent the platoon back for base 1. I forgot that I didn't do base 1 yet, so I'll have to bring that platoon back and do base 1. Um, Base 1 is also full auto, and all you need is to bring the Harkin in on top of the CC, and then you can bring in. You don't need your air anymore, so you can bring in all the rest of your air. There's nothing on this base that's just going to cause your air any damage other than the Sea Wizard, which is underneath the CC hiding, and your Harkin will take care of that. And then you can leave your Harkin there, or just out of habit, I always bring him back behind the um, um, the Orions, just because he's the only thing that can shoot a floater. So I leave him on the base. And that guy, I think, is called Garland. He's the only one that took any damage for the number two base. Apparently, my shock op had um, ran out. Like I said, I did this at first without the shock op, and it was fine. But I just added the shock op because it helps out. So this is the really the only base that you have to be in. You don't do it on Ruby. I'm gonna bring in on purpose. I have these guys in two different platoons, and so therefore I have them spread out like that. It's nice if they're in the same platoon, but on purpose I have them in separate platoons, and so you have to bring, because they work together. You have to bring the bounty hunter over, and when I was bringing the bounty hunter over, that one voltager came out, so I killed it. Took zero damage. I've done this base with almost zero damage. I'm trying to get it done to where I actually take zero damage. The problem is that there's actually a Warlord Warfront in here, and he is the toughest um, guy. Now I know I can take the Warfront out with other options like the Harkin and so forth, but I'm just trying to do this as fast as I can, and my Harkin is deployed in another base, so I don't have him here in this base. So if I was doing this base all on its own, I would apply other platoons, but um, I'm doing multiple bases at the same time, so I'm just doing it this way. Depending on how these bouncing betties go, and they always work really well. I actually hadn't been using the bouncing betties in the last sector breaches because I was doing everything with air. Um, but these bouncing betties we really do have, as far as sector breach goes. We've got some really good heroes that can really help us out here. Um, and I'll keep this in mind for player versus player too, because I hadn't been using these bouncing betties, and they're pretty good. I mean, the additional range that you get on them is pretty good. So I do have my two platoons numbered. I have my Warlord Warfront. He's platoon number one, so I have him numbered number one just to keep it simple. And my Bounty Hunter is platoon number three, and I have him numbered number three. The reason I did it this way is because I do the general base with number one, so that's why I have him in number one platoon. And then I do the general number three with Bounty Hunter, so that's why I have him in the number three platoon. I have Alexander in the number two platoon because it's just easier to remember what is in what platoon and where you're going to use it. Platoon 4, 5, and 6 I use on base 2. Platoon 1 and 3 I use on base 3 for the Conqueror base. And base 1 for the Conqueror base, I use platoon number 7 because it doesn't matter what platoon I use. I could use any platoon. I could any platoon because I'm going to use air for the Conqueror 1. I don't need any ground, so it doesn't matter. Right now, in my 7th platoon, I just have a gladiator in there. It doesn't matter what's in there. But notice how on this third base, I'm putting the bounty hunter in a particular spot the um, behind the war front, but sort of notice he goes stealth, so he's invisible. And then I try to draw something out with the Warfront, and then I kill it with the bounty hunter. Sometimes, however, the bounty hunter doesn't shoot, particularly up in this northern section of the base. There's some sort of a glitch. Now he got me. He's going to get me. Other than that, I hadn't taken any damage yet, because he can shoot me even when he's moving. And the bounty hunter was there. The bounty hunter could have killed him, but he didn't. The only reason the bounty hunter did kill him is because I clicked on my number one and then targeted him with my bounty hunter. But my bounty hunter was on defensive and should have targeted him. But something going on in this northern section of the base, the bounty hunter doesn't seem to work. He doesn't shoot anything. And so I don't know why. Now, what I want to do here is I want to draw out so I'm going to move over to the right. I don't want to draw out the Voltager and the Warlord Warfront. I just want to draw out the Warfront. And that might not be a Warfront. I haven't looked. It just looks like a Warfront. I think it's a Warfront. I have not scoped the base yet, or um, so I don't know exactly, but I'm pretty sure that is a Warlord Warfront. And that time, because I had him on defensive, he did shoot the Warlord Warfront. It was perfect. He shot him, and then he ran away, and he turned around while he was taking more damage. And then I brought the my Warfront in, and we tag teamed him and got him out of there. So now we've got the last Voltager here, and because my bounty hunter is on defense, he will shoot him. Got to make sure your bounty hunter is on defense for some reason. Otherwise, he's not shooting things that come into range on the northern side of the base. On the southern side of the base and all the other sides. So who knows what that glitch is? But I think that these glitches are built in to cause us more damage. I really honestly believe that Kixeye messes with the AI of things, and that there's certain areas that things don't work on purpose. They have so many things that don't work right, so many glitches. That's why they're known as Glitch Eye. Anyway, when you find out those little glitches, then you let everybody know about them, and then maybe you can find a workaround for them. So I'll show you the units. By the way, on my first video where I did the general set, I had taken all the workshop off of my Warlord Warfront and on my Alexander. I put the workshop back on for this, but I took the workshop off so that I could show that anybody can do this. That's on my general set video. There's no workshop, and you can look and you can see there's no icon above my Alexander or my, but I forgot to mention it in the video, so I thought I would mention it now. Hope it was helpful. See you next time.